Roselle patch this morning and harvesting some Roselle. The plants are looking kind of scraggly. The weather has snapped. We had temperatures in the 30s and the 40s this past week. So of course Roselle, it's a finicky kind of plant. It doesn't like it cold, but then it doesn't like the long summer days. So it likes it hot but short days. So if you're growing Roselle, you'll notice that your plant will start to change, drastically as the weather changes. But anyway, thanks for watching us and sharing in our journey. We love to have you if you haven't already subscribed, and we'll see you soon, family. Peace. So Roselle definitely has to be staked up. I placed these stakes when I first, planted them. And some of them I didn't actually tether to the stake, or they may have outgrown the stake. So I keep some twine with me, and I'm going to tie this plant back to its stake. Okay, now look, in this case, it is tethered, but this plant is just too heavy and it laid on its side. I got a little visitor in the garden with me. She follows me everywhere. That's Boots, if you're new here. Boots lives out here in our in-ground garden with the geese, with the noisy and nosy bunch. But yeah, I mean, these plants get so big. Look at that one. I mean, it's pulled the stake down with it. So I went in and added another stake here, and I loosely tethered these larger branches. This is the main stalk here. So that's the one you want to be tethered. I need to tighten this up, but you can see I do a loose tether because I don't want to break the plant. I want it to just sort of be trained to to go right, go up, train up a plant in the way it should go. So this one here is probably going to be a little bit more challenging. It's definitely bigger and heavier, and I don't want to risk breaking it. May have to just leave it. Oh, look, that tether stake completely came out of the ground. So I don't know. This one might have to stay. We'll see. It's huge. All right, so I got it mostly tethered, very loosely. I had to use this twine. I don't recall the name of it. I think I got this from Harbor Freight. Because the regular twine just kept breaking down at the bottom, but this twine here just kept breaking. So I think I'm going to reinforce it, maybe, because this has a lot of tension. I think I'm going to reinforce it again here with this green twine. I came in here last week and cut off this branch here because I was just trying to lift up some of the weight off of the plant, hoping that it might be able to recorrect itself. But I think I'm going to do the same thing for this branch here. Just cut that off and sort of cut the extra weight off. All right, so I cut that branch off. It's painful. Pruning your plants is painful. I'm gonna put it on top of this green tent, and I'll grab it on the way out. But you have to do it because you don't want to lose the whole plant, So you sacrifice a little so you can save, the larger. I wanted to talk really quickly about at what stage I harvest the calyxes. This is a good example here. I sort of look at two things. I look at, of course, the size of the calyx, and then I also look at the stem. The stem. So you can see how wide, how thick that stem is. So I'll just go through here on this plant, this last one, and harvest the larger calyxes. And we'll be done for the Roselle today. Alright, so I have finished harvesting the Roselle. Not a big harvest this morning, but you know, enough. I don't want to lose any calyxes because I've waited too long to harvest them. So sometimes in between the large harvest, you know, I'll get smaller harvests like this. And I'm okay with that because I will process these, you know, as they come in. And sometimes that's a little bit easier because, you know, when I have 3 times, 4 times this much, it can get overwhelming because I'm processing it, you know, myself. So I'll get these in the house, get them soaking. What I do is I soak these in water for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I will give them a good rinse, repeat, and then I will cut them. And the way I cut them is I just cut them straight down the side of the stem, right there. I'll make a cut right there because this stem is really hard to try to peel back the calyx. If you don't have a large quantity, here come the nosy bunch. Nosy and noisy. All right, so what I was saying was, if you don't have to process a lot of them, you don't even have to cut them. You can just peel them right off the seed pod. But the nosy and the noisy bunch wouldn't let me get that last sentence out. So anyway, family, thanks for joining us today to harvest the Roselle. This is one of our main crops for our tea farm and just our herbal tea business that we've started. It's called Proper Tea of supersfarm. I want to do an official launch, you know, like grand opening, if you will, but life. So anyway, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more from supersfarm. Peace and blessings.